Today I thought I'd just give you sort of an update and a tutorial on the history of my prosthetic legs. It hasn't been very long. I got this one about December of 2020 and started using it. It does have a foot shell over the foot. It's got toenails on it. It's kind of fun. And you can see what the diameter was of the leg at that time. It was quite large. In fact, my leg shrunk. Your leg will shrink over the first year of amputation, atrophy, you lose some tissue, etc. And mine shrunk quite rapidly, starting probably about February. So they ended up late February, early March, casting a new inner liner that's less diameter than the frame. I don't know if you can see that. There's spacing in here. They put pads on the side to hold it in place. Then my leg continued to shrink. And let me show you how this particular system works. It's called a lanyard system because the liner that goes on my leg has a lanyard that loops down through the bottom of the socket and holds the leg on. This was the best solution, I believe, for that first year where the leg was changing shape. It allowed me to add socks to increase the diameter of my leg to match the shell, because otherwise my leg wouldn't fit right and I wouldn't be able to walk. So I thought I'd show you how this all goes together. First, let me put on a shoe onto this leg. Get that put on. Tie it up. And this is boring, so I may cut this out. And there, shoe is on, it's ready to go. Now it's going to be different than the shoe I'm wearing on my other foot, so that might feel a little funny when I get it on, but this is just a demonstration. All right, so to begin with, we have these silicone liners, and to put it on, you roll it inside out, and then you'll notice that it has an angle to the cut, of course, so that it fits. This part rolls up on the outside of your leg, and this side goes as far up as it can go. We'll put it that way. So I'll line that up. With this particular type, it's got a hard, well, not really hard, but a more firm end to it to hold that strap. And so you have to kind of flex that to make sure you don't have any air in there. And it just goes right on the end of the leg. And then you roll it up. Just like that. And try not to show anything I shouldn't here, but it does roll all the way up, and I mean all the way. And that's just how they're made to fit. It's much easier in the morning when I don't have clothing to get in the way. It just rolls on and we can get to work. Anyway, so that's how that fits. Now I know that this is going to be too small. My leg diameter has changed since I even got that additional liner. So about a month ago, when I got the new socket built, I was up to wearing all of these layers. So I'm going to put those on real quick. This one has a blue stripe around the top. That is that's a 5-layer sock. And it's quite thick, so you have to push the lanyard through the bottom. So this was my morning routine. Every morning I'd spend putting on my leg. Get that snugged up there. So that's the first sock. Next one was a green. This is a 3-layer. That gets us up to 8. I guess I didn't realize this. I was wearing 2 blues and a green, so that's 13 total layers. So I'll just put this other blue one on. It's been a while since I've done this. I'm glad I no longer have to do it this way. not the fastest. And it bunches up at the top of your leg anyway, and it just causes an issue. In fact, I haven't put this leg on in 5 or 6 weeks. Well, it's in the lock position, I have to unlock it. So the strap goes through the bottom, comes out the front. Now stand up and drop down into the leg, and then pull this strap down, or pull it out to get my leg to go down as far as I could. You hook the lanyard just like that. And then get everything put back just like that. And that's how this leg was put on. I could probably use another layer. I feel myself kind of sinking a little too far. But it feels really strange to walk on this leg. But this is going to be my beach leg. This is a waterproof knee, and we're going to add a waterproof foot, and they're going to modify the socket so that I don't have to wear all those socks. At least that's what I'm hoping happens. So taking it off goes pretty quick. Undo the strap, just pull it off. And then I just grab all the socks at the same time and pull them off, and then unroll the liner. Just comes right off, just like that. That was actually quite comfortable. I really liked this leg, but the new way of doing things, this is the new microprocessor knee. This one is essentially just manual. It has some hydraulics in it to help go downstairs, but once it bends, there's no real resistance. So if you take a misstep, something happens, it collapses and you can fall a little easier than you can on these other legs. This one has gyroscopes, microprocessors in it, and so on, but it kind of knows where it is in space. It knows what kind of step I've taken, if the load is correct. It has hydraulic resistance all the way through. It will even lock if it needs to, if it senses that I didn't take a step properly. And it just kind of saves you from falling down. You'll also notice the difference in the diameter of the socket itself. That's how much my leg has changed over the course of a year. It really, really went down. So this new system is called a suction system. Different kind of liner. Same concept here. The high side goes on the hip side. It's already turned inside out. I just put it on the end of my leg and begin rolling it up. And then finish rolling it up. And these bands here are harder parts of the liner. Helps with the suction. I'll show you that in just a minute. Sorry, this is awkward. We gotta get it all the way on there. Okay, I think that's it. Okay, then I put on this, what's called a band. Has these fins on it. That's going to help when the air gets pushed out the bottom of the socket. It'll help to hold my leg into the socket. As you put that on, and I go up to about the 3rd stripe here. That's where I've been wearing it. It seems to be working okay. And then to put it on, I just slip my leg in there. And you can hear the air going out that one-way valve at the bottom. And my leg's on. It's much faster, and it's very comfortable as well, and very secure so far. And then to take it off, it's on there. I couldn't take it off right now. The suction is holding it on. So I push the one-way valve button, and that allows air to go into the bottom of the socket, and the leg just slides right off. So that's kind of how legs work. or at least the sockets, the two different types that I've tried. There are other ones out there that other people have, but these are the two that I've used so far. They both have their, you know, they're good and they're not as good. I really liked the lanyard system. I felt like the liner was a little more comfortable. I liked that if my leg changed shape, I could adjust it by using the socks. This one is faster to put on and faster to take off. Sometimes I feel my leg, it loses some volume during the day, so by the end of the day, it's slipped down too far. You don't ever want your leg all the way to the bottom. That just puts pressure on the end of your leg, and you don't want that. These sockets are meant to suspend your leg up in the socket, and so that's why when you lose volume, you slide down to the end, and it starts putting pressure on the end of your limb, and that makes it hurt just a little bit. So I'm hoping that when I go in tomorrow and we get this new socket put on here, it'll still be the lanyard system, but they're making it smaller for me. I'm hoping we can find a way to adjust this as easily as I could this to make it to keep it comfortable, and that's what we're looking at. So not the most exciting video, but I just thought you'd like to see how an amputee puts on his legs, or a leg. So that's it. Hope you have an enjoyable day.